that ticket though. I'm not high society like you boys.
Yeah. Well, I know.
You could have come with me,
Construction work.
but that's not your scene.
Everything's done. It took me.
No, I don't wear the penguin suit.
No.
You'd think it would be a
But
casting.
Heather did much better last night than last year, because she, part of the program, she just literally did instead of announcing everybody during dinner, when everyone was not paying attention, or whatever, she did a just announcement, hey, stand up.
If you're important, stand up.
Yeah, everybody,
Everybody was elected.
every time she it's a better performance every single time. Not to say the last one was.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The time now is 3:31, and I'm going to call to order the meeting of the March Personnel and Compensation Committee. Copy of the agenda for this meeting may be found on the county website under the tab for the legislature. Please silence your cell phones and electronic devices, and at this time, I ask you to please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Happy spring. First up on our agenda is Dr. Pointer, or Commissioner for the Health Department, and Lisa LaHiff, Deputy Commissioner, with a request to create one public investigator / venereal disease, Spanish, English speaking, grade 14 position. As a stipulated position, it will be contingent on grant funding and will be automatically abolished upon the cancellation of such funding. Legislative request number 014. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Kevin Darian and Joe Menuda. Good afternoon, ladies. Sorry, I'm sorry, Kelly. Yeah, we forgot the attendance, didn't we? Roll call, please.
Benton.
Here.
Russia.
Here.
Fagion.
Here.
Millen.
Present.
Melinda.
Here.
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Paduk. And Sassy.
Here.
7 present, 1 absent.
Okay, we're official. I'm sorry, ladies. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. So this is a grant-funded position, our Expedited Partner Services Grant, a public health investigator to help in our sexually transmitted infection investigations. And this is our only Spanish-speaking public health investigator based on where our clinics are located. A lot of our patients are Spanish-speaking. And so this is someone who has a lot of interaction with those patients and looking at their histories and stuff like that. So we really thought it was important to have someone who could speak our patient's language.
Any questions? Go ahead, Legislator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First off, thank you. I'm really glad to see that we're going to be putting forward this kind of position, especially, with the language barriers that we have. I did have a question specifically around diseases. I know a couple of years back, we had seen that Orange County was leading in some of STI, STDs. Could you tell us where we are currently? I know that there was a big push with the new fellows to try to help do investigations and put out information out there to educate the community. Have we seen any changes?
Yeah. So one of the things that we see more of in Orange County than in some surrounding counties is syphilis.
Mhm.
Still an issue in Orange County. We did have our first year in several years, 2022, without a congenital syphilis case, which is wonderful. We're really trying to catch those as soon as possible. We're now seeing some syphilis cases in older people, and we've seen an increase in neurosyphilis cases over the past year. We're not really sure why that is. It's hard to track because you can have the disease for years before it becomes neurosyphilis. So it's tricky to track back when that increase happened. We also are still looking at gonorrhea very closely. We also, investigate and treat chlamydia. But for gonorrhea, recently there were a couple of cases of a drug-resistant gonorrhea in Massachusetts. And so we're working very closely with the State Department now to more closely track those cases and make sure that we're not seeing drug resistance here. I think overall, we've made a lot more inroads into some of our populations that we didn't have good relationships with in the past, or just didn't really have relationships with in the past. Part of that is due to MPOX, which, we didn't plan for, but definitely redirected some of those sexual health programs, but also gave us an opportunity to reach some of these people that maybe we hadn't reached out to. So I think to answer your question, I think we've had certainly more relationships and closer relationships with some members of the community and some parts of the community. We're working on Spanish speaking in our nurses, our investigators, even some of our environmental health people to make sure that we really can speak to that community. Like I said, some of our efforts were diverted to MPOX, but hopefully moving in the right direction with things like congenital syphilis. And we have a few more positions this year than we've had in the past for some of those issues. So hopefully we'll continue to see progress, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, our numbers still aren't great.
Would you by any chance know where we rank currently? I don't expect you to know that offhand, but if you did, it'd be,
I don't off the top of my head, but I can get back to you. I can send you a message.
thank you, Commissioner, appreciate it.
Legislator Menuda, go ahead.
Clarifications, MPOX?
Oh, so monkeypox is now being called Mpox.
Oh,
That
thank
was
you.
changed within the past couple months, relatively new.
Gotcha, thank you.
Legislator Bentley, go ahead.
Can you quantify some of these numbers by saying, well, it's better, not as bad, or, you know? can you
Like
quantify?
where the specific gonorrhea chlamydia numbers are.
Rough ranges.
I can't tell you that now compared to past years, but I'll get that out to all of you, since that was a question that you had too.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Take it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, ladies, thank you very much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
afternoon.
Okay, afternoon.
Okay, approved. Okay, next up is Langdon Chapman, our Commissioner of Human Resources, with a request to reallocate exam coordinators from grade 10 to grade 13, legislative request number 084. Motion in the
I'll
second,
make
please.
that motion.
Legislator Fagione, second by Legislator Lujan. Good afternoon, Commissioner. Floor is yours. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, thank you. I think you just summarized the request. The bottom line is, you said what I was gonna ask for them. But I'll give you a little overview of HR. I think most of you know HR. There's really two sides to the HR house. There's the employee relations side, the which does union negotiations, employee discipline, investigations. That's about 5 people out of our 23, 24 person house. And the rest is divided into really the civil service side, which is classification, compensation, personnel management, exam issues. At our point, grade 13s are really our cutoff for independent decision making, independent dealing with the public. The exam coordinator is the one who goes out and works with all your municipalities, your towns, your villages, not your cities, all your school districts, other than your city school districts, to coordinate what exams have to get ordered, when they have to get ordered. And then they ultimately put the people in the proper order, have to deal with veterans credits and things like that. And this request came right at the start of my becoming commissioner last year. And honestly, I just was not comfortable presenting it until I got my feet wet a little bit. So about 8-10 months in, I'm comfortable enough to present this request to you.
Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
so ordered. Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Next up is Alan Sorensen, our Commissioner of Planning. Oh, there he is. Alan, how are you this afternoon?
Okay, so.
Good, thanks. We have a request to reclassify one planner position, number 054908, grade 14, to senior planner, grade 15. Legislative request number 079. Can I have a motion and a second? I'm sorry, who had the motion on? Legislator Lujan, second by Legislator Menuda. Thank you. Commissioner, floor is yours. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. This is a person who's been with the department for approximately 10 years, has done an incredible job in the planner position and is very deserving of the promotion to senior planner. He played an instrumental role in working with me to not only identify the funding availability for the Scunlunk Rail Trail, but also is working closely with me as we are working through the FTA application and securing funding for that project. So someone who is more than willing to take on new responsibilities, to grow in a position. And I think it's very important for the department to provide those promotional opportunities for employees. And so this person's very deserving.
These proceeds are from a grant, are they not? Federal money?
Yes, the vast majority of her salary is covered with FTA funding.
Any questions for the commissioner? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
So ordered. Thank you, sir. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Last up, our favorite election commissioners, Louise Vandermark and Courtney Campbell Green. A couple of requests here. We'll do one at a time. Letter A, we have a request to create 2 election warehouse coordinators, grade 14 positions.
Second.
Motion by legislator Brescia, second by legislator Benton. Legislative request number 087. Ladies, the floor is yours.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
We brought voter registration forms as party favors for today.
Love it.
Yeah.
These are positions that are greatly needed in our department. We don't have a lot of equipment and supplies coming in and more machines and poll books. And it's gotten to the point that we don't have time with all the new laws and regulations that are coming in, manage the warehouse like we used to. It's become a full-time operation, just making sure all the supplies are there, managing the per diems we bring in, to do testing on the village machines and setting them up, and the school machines and our machines and training. So these are people that have to make sure all our equipment is ready to go, is tested quarterly by New York State, which is a lot. It's over 150 machines that have to be tested quarterly. And making sure the routes are planned out. It's a huge responsibility that we really do need full-time personnel there to take care of it. It's not seasonal anymore.
Well, it seems like the goalposts keep shifting on you from the state and board of elections there and asking you to do more and more and more.
Right.
So you don't even know what's coming next. So
Right.
probably long overdue that you kind of,
We can't do 12-hour days for, what was it last year, 30-something days in a row?
Yes.
I mean, we were exhausted, the 2 of us. We really were. I mean, we did it because the job had to be done, but we need help.
And importantly, we do have millions of dollars of equipment in that warehouse that needs to be
Millions.
maintained and monitored and tested, and
Cleaned.
updated and inventoried. It's just, the world's a lot different and the election world's a lot different than it was in a couple of years ago. So that's what the basic need for someone to come in day to day and manage the warehouse on our behalf. Of course, with our final oversight, of course.
Yes.
and this is in your approved budget, so the money is there.
Yes, so the money was already approved in the last budget, yeah.
Okay. Any questions on letter A? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried. Okay. Letter B, request to create a new title, election specialist, grade 8, and request to reclassify various positions. Chief Registrar, grade 8 to election specialist, grade 8. Registrar, grade 6 to election specialist, grade 8. Clerk 2, grade 4 to election specialist, grade 8. Legislative request number 088. Motion and a second, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Benjione and Luhan. Thank you. Okay.
Ladies, go ahead.
The staff in our office is, we have grade 4s, grade 6s, grade 8s, and grade 10s. We are just trying to bring up the grade 4s and the grade 6s to be equal in the office. Everyone in the office does the exact same job, voter registration every single day, data management, to going into the back and helping with the voting machines in the back, recanvassing the machines, pulling out ballots. Everyone pretty much does the same tasks all year long. And that's why a grade 4 to us, it's the same level as what the grade 8s and that the office staff, everybody's doing the same
Same
tasks.
job.
Any questions? Legislative Lujan, go ahead.
More of a comment, just wanted to say, your office, I mean, what you all do is just amazing. And your staff is welcoming, they're courteous, they're informed. I've thought, I can tell you, anytime I have a constituent that goes and reaches out, they always get someone on the phone who receives them, who helps them through their process. So thank you. You know, that's the kind of.
Thank you.
You know.
We will tell our
service.
staff that.
Absolutely.
They need
We
to
always
hear that.
welcome all the legislators to come over and visit anytime. Even they can come help us with the machines.
We'll take that.
And thank you, both of you, for your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, you absolutely deserve the support.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Get a lot of curveballs thrown at you.
Absolutely.
Everyone's always friendly. Huh?
Yeah, no, it's always
Absolutely.
there.
We do try to do that. But, yeah, the election world's crazy. So
We are too a little.
Yeah. We have to maintain.
Okay.
We like creativity.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments for the ladies?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried.
Thank you
Okay,
very
ladies and
much.
gentlemen, thank you, ladies.
And don't forget your presents that we brought for you.
Okay, that,
They're efficient as always.
that concludes our agenda. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, second.
Second, okay, thank you. Next meeting, 10 minutes.